Hey, I'm Kaia Gerber, and today I'm gonna walk you through my everyday skincare routine and makeup look. First up, Youth to the People Superfood Cleanser. I need to tie my hair back. I have my little Celine scrunchie that I love. So I just kind of gently massage this into my face. I use this morning and night, but if I have makeup on or I've had a long day or sunscreen or something, I use first like a balm to take off my makeup, and then I'll kind of go in with this. I've always had kind of like medium skin. I feel like everyone goes through stages growing up that you have sort of hormonal acne, and that can really affect your confidence. It definitely affected mine, especially because I was working. So like not only did I have to go to school with a zit, but I also had to go and do shows sometimes with bad skin. But I'm really appreciative of this time, kind of the year that I've had off, because I've been able to sort of evolve with my skincare routine and figure out a more updated version. So that's what you're seeing now. So next up is this toner. I really like Paula's Choice. I used to be very into exfoliating and I would scrub my face like crazy. And I have learned now that you can exfoliate gently with toners. So that's what I do now. And then just kind of rub it mostly on my T-zone area, or the places that I tend to break out. I have really sensitive skin, I always have. So I find during fashion month or times when my skin's going through a lot, it breaks out really easily. So that kind of forced me to have a skincare routine that I could rely on, because a lot of the time you can't control what's going on your face. This, I swear by, is niacinamide. It is one of my favorite ingredients of all time. It has saved my skin. So I just put a couple of drops. In the winter, I get red here and here. I find niacinamide has really helped with that texture, so I'm a big fan. Now this I love. It's just an eye repair oil. So I just kind of roll this on underneath my eyes and just gently rub it in. I am not someone who can hide being tired. You will know upon seeing me whether I've slept or not immediately. I can't fake it. So I've really had to learn how to take care of my under eyes, which I didn't think was something I would have to do very young, but I in fact do. My mom has always taken such good care of her skin, and so I kind of picked up things from her. So she's always just been very conscious of what she's putting on her skin, and one of the things she taught me is to handle your décolleté and don't forget about your chest, especially with sunscreen. I try to bring products sort of down, and then that way you're not wasting them either. I feel like skincare is one form of meditation for me. Like I know I have that 20 minutes in the morning and night that I'm just doing something for myself. So I find that to be very relaxing. I've also, I meditate a lot. I love crystals. I'm very into crystals, which you will see. I activate my crystals and I put them out on full moons and also in the sunshine. So I do that also with my face rollers that are crystal. I like to activate those as well. So now that my face kind of has some oil on it, I like to go in with one of these guys. And this is also charged. So if you know me, you know all of my crystals are charged, even my face ones. So this is charged. And I just sort of use this under my eyes to depuff. I used to think that face rolling was such a joke. I was like, God's probably looking down at his creation. He's like, why are people rubbing things on their face? But now look at me, so I really do notice a difference. And this also was something I developed having early mornings. Like my face takes a long time to wake up. My face wakes up 3 hours after me. So this is something that kind of helps get the blood flowing in the morning. And it's just so fun. Like, of course I want a face massage in the morning. I'd have every face massage device if I could. It's also funny because even my dad now, I had so many different rollers and they all started going missing, and I found out that it was my dad who was stealing them. So this is not exclusive to women. I think everyone should roll their face. Then I go in with a second roller, crazy. It feels so good. And I also keep these in the fridge. So when I use them in the morning, they're nice and cold. It's also just little practices like this that are good for your mental health, and the fact that I'm taking time to probably no one will know that I did this except for me, but those are sometimes the best little practices that we have. I found I would get really lonely in hotel rooms, and I started working at a really young age, so having things like routines that I could bring with me around the world made me feel a lot more comfortable and safe. So that's why I developed a skincare routine, because it was something familiar that I would do every night when I got home. Like, no matter the day I had, no matter the work that I had, I know that I had this sort of, and that's kind of what prompted me to start taking care of, or better care of my skin. Now that we are rolled, woken up, we are going to moisturize. My favorite moisturizer, same brand as my cleanser, Youth to the People. So I take just a little bit and do a little Last step on the face is sunscreen, because even if you're not outside, it's just important to wear your sunscreen every day. You don't want to age faster than you need to. Another thing I learned from my mom, sunscreen here, every single day, even when it's cloudy. And I grew up in Malibu, so the sun is pretty much always shining. You can still get tan, but protect the face. And it's funny because the one thing I get from makeup artists the most is that my face is 10 shades lighter than my body, and they never know what makeup to put on my face because, as you can see, my body's a lot darker than my face, but that's because I'm wearing my sunscreen. Now, another product that I love is this lip sleeping mask, and I use it all day, so I love it. It makes my lips feel so moisturized. Before I do makeup, this is something I picked up from makeup artists, is they're always spraying stuff on my face, and I was like, what are you spraying on my face? And it is this Caudalie face spray, so eau de beauté. So I'm gonna give myself a little spritz with this. Reminds me of being back in the makeup chair. So that was skincare. Now we can move on to makeup. I'm gonna take my hair down and let's get going. So first step, this YSL Beauty Touche Eclat. This one's really light, which I like. I never ever wear heavy foundation. I rarely even wear foundation. It's just like a really light tint that kind of evens out your skin tone. So I kind of go like this and just put it really minimally where I need it. I was more of a tomboy, so I didn't start wearing makeup till I was in high school probably. I'm really grateful to my mom because she let me make some crazy makeup mistakes. I look back and I'm like, how did you let me leave the house? But I'm also very grateful to her for that, because I think that's kind of how my style has developed, is from making those mistakes. The blue eyeshadow moment I used to have was, that was like my first piece of makeup that I owned, was this little eye palette that had a deep blue and a baby blue, and I would just go crazy with it. I don't own it anymore, but I do miss it. My makeup idol was Green Day. I would dress as Billy Joe every single day to go to school, and that's sort of how I learned to do eyeliner, is I would do the black eyeliner that he wears. That makeup tutorial will come next. Okay, now that we have our base on, I'm gonna go in with concealer. So this again is the Touche Eclat High Cover from YSL Beauty. I like to use my fingers as my brushes because it warms the product up in your hand, I feel like, and it just ends up blending more naturally. So you can see I'm kind of like slapping my face, but that's just how I prefer to do my makeup instead of using like a beauty blender or something. Now that we have concealer, I'm gonna go in and do a lighter concealer on my under eyes. Again, warm it up in my fingers and just sort of press that on. The skin under your eyes is genetic to a certain extent. My mom has eye bags, so you know, people would be like, oh sweetie, you look so tired, and I'll be like, I was just on vacation. And so I've learned to love them. I don't like to cover them too much because I do think they're cool, and they give you like a Kurt Cobain-esque vibe, and even if you had like 12 hours of sleep, you still look a little bit cool. Like, who knows what she did last night. Now I'm going to go in and brush my eyebrows because I can't focus on anything until my eyebrows are brushed. I like having bushy eyebrows. There was a stage that I went through that I think every girl went through of like waxing them and trying to shape them. Thankfully that was short-lived for me, and now I keep them really natural. I'll go in and tweeze a little bit. My eyebrows have been through a lot. There was one season when they were bleached probably 7 times in 1 month, which is not good for anything. It's also really hard to get your natural eyebrow color back after bleaching them. So there'd be days when I would do shows where they'd like bleach them for the morning show, dye them back for the middle, like afternoon show, and then bleach them again at night. And I could see my eyebrow hair falling out and growing back in weird. And then they'd try to dye them back and they would be like green or orange. So I've had every single color eyebrow. These are now my completely natural grown-in brows because they haven't been bleached in a long time. They have definitely messed with my eyebrows quite a bit, and fortunately these bad boys are still on my face. So I love blush. I love the 90s trend, and I guess it's kind of like back in sort of e-girl TikTok trend of doing blush on your nose to make you look a little sunburned, because we're not getting sunburned because we don't want wrinkles, so we're gonna fake it. So I use what I would normally use on my lips. I just sort of take a little bit and put it on my cheeks. I also like using a cream blush. I just think it blends a lot better. It looks a lot more natural, and you can layer it. So I put blush on the apples of my cheeks. I like to bring it up, kind of where you put highlighter. So I bring that up, and then I bring it onto my nose and sort of around the bridge where your sunburn would be. Yeah, and then we might do a little bit on the tip of the nose. See, it looks like I've been in the sun, and I haven't. And I will also take a tiny bit of this and put it just on my eyelid. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powder. I don't wanna take the shine down too much. I'm kind of just in the T-zone. Little on the chin and a little on the forehead. I'm someone who's like very scared to try new looks. I keep it like very natural, as you can see, but you know, being a model in the past, like I've gotten to have these really sort of extravagant makeup looks. I remember a Prada show where like we had like totally bleached eyebrows, and there's a Valentino show where we also had bleached eyebrows and these Swarovski crystals all over our eyes. And it took like 4 hours to do the makeup, but it just looks so amazing. And you really see art come to life on your face. Like you get to be a human canvas for these artists, and it's been one of the greatest privileges. Now we are going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. So this is sort of like a beigey with a little bit of sparkle, but again, I'm not someone who wants to have too much going on, so this is like a very natural sort of. When I was in high school, I would like, and I think I liked that. Like it was a fun time to experiment with makeup, and now because my job involves experimenting with makeup, I kind of tend to tone it down when it comes to me doing it myself. Now we're gonna curl the eyelashes. I have very long eyelashes. I have really long eyelashes. It's really been great because I've never had to sort of wear fake eyelashes, or I know people get extensions, so I just like to curl them. So I really try to make sure that my outer lashes get in so those curl up, because otherwise I have some that grow down. And I've actually had makeup artists ask me to cut my eyelashes before, and I have done it. The things we do for fashion. Really quickly, a quick appearance. This is my assistant makeup artist. She's sleeping on the job. Puppy kisses are a really good product for your skin, so. Oh my God, there's another, wait. Say hi. I get distracted in the middle of doing my makeup and my skincare, as you can see. Now that the eyelashes are curled, I'm gonna go in with some mascara. Just at my root and at the outer corner. I'm gonna do a tiny bit of eyeliner in my outer corner just to kind of open my eyes a bit more. I'm gonna go in and just add a teeny tiny bit, kind of following, sort of following where that last lash has gone. Now I kind of want to blend this out a little bit. And I'll kind of bring the excess down under my eye. I'm gonna use a little bit of highlighter. See, I naturally leave the shine because I feel like that way you don't need as much. Again, I just like to use a tiny bit on my hand, like this. I'm gonna use just a few dots where we put that blush before. A little on the bridge of the nose. A little bit on the Cupid's bow, inner corners, and brow bone. So I just follow anywhere that the light hits and just kind of accentuates that the light bounces off of those. So I'm gonna use the same blush color and just kind of dab it onto my lips. I like it to look more like a stain rather than an intentional lipstick. This is where I've come to with my natural makeup. We're gonna do hair. I finally have hair after 2 years of having very short hair. It's grown out and that's very exciting for me, but I also have had to learn how to take care of it. Leave-in conditioner. I love this brand, Saint-John. I'm just gonna spray some of this leave-in into my ends, which tend to go a little bit dry. This is how it air dries, so it kind of just like, can even give it one of those. And there you go. We're gonna do a little spritz of Daisy. Shake it off. This is the final look. Thank you so much for watching.